just come watch the show. To know what to do, just jump in the queue. It's coming to you. So what you gonna do? All in the queue, it's coming to you. All in the queue, just check out the view. All in the queue. The show, to know what to do, just jump in the queue, it's all up to you. So what you gonna do? All in the queue, it's all up to you. All in the queue, it's check out the view. All in the queue.
One thing for sure and two things for certain is I'm never going to hear you out if what I'm hearing is stupid. I'm not going to hear that. I'm not going to receive that. That's not my ministry. A lot of y'all sit and give too much of y'all time and effort to people who don't deserve it. Why would you be listening to somebody telling you that 2 + 2 is 92 when you know it's not? That is a waste of my time. It's not of the kingdom. It's not. And I would not subject myself to foolishness, okay? Because I don't like to consider myself to be foolish, so I don't want to sit with it. No, it ain't nothing we can do. We done talking. I'm done talking. I'm done listening as well. Yeah, so I don't know who needs to hear that. I hope it reaches you and I hope it touches your spirit. Stop entertaining foolishness. Because people will start seeing you as foolish or somebody to be played with. And I don't like to be played with. Go play Atari. Go play some spades, but don't play with me. All right, love you, bye. One thing for sure and two things for certain is I'm never going to hear you out.
Stay away from people.
What up, 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 what up? Listen, y'all know what time it is. It's recap time. Meeting was yesterday. Meeting was lit. A lot of things went on in that meeting that were questionable. We found out a lot of things that weren't right. They may not have been illegal, but they definitely were unethical. All right, let me speak because we have a special guest today, and I told you guys that I wanted to start doing recaps with Harvey residents if at all possible. And so that's what we are doing today. We are doing a Harvey recap with a Harvey resident. You'll learn who that resident is in just a few moments as I'm sharing. If you would, please like, share, and subscribe. If you are not subscribed, please like, share, and subscribe if you are not subscribed. And then I'm going to speak, and then we're going to get the business done. Okay, we're going to get on up out of here because we're going to get up out of here. All right, let's see. We back to the old system today, just for the day, so we can make sure that the guest that we have. All right, let's see. All right. What's up, Wow Miguel? My favorite gal, always here when I need you. Thank you so much. Got that cape on. You be everywhere and anywhere duty calls. Thank you. What up, Jim C? Hey, Renee, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's up? What's up? Blood Redeemed One, how are you? Deb Hill, how are you doing? Listen, we about to get into this recap. And of course, you know, you're always going to learn something over here. So we have loads of information. There are loads of articles linked to this description of this video. Okay. So we're going to be talking and going over all of those articles plus some that I linked to this video because we need this information to get out. We need this information to be known. Hey, Miss Charlie, how you doing? We need this information to be known so that we can make informed decisions come 2027, right? Because last night a acting mayor was chosen and an acting clerk was chosen. So with elections coming up in 2027, we need to be informed about the people that are in the seats right now and who may potentially try to run again for the seat. You just need to know where you're seated. All right. So I didn't even share. Hold on. Trying to see where we want to start. We want to start with recapping the meeting. So I'm going to share this and then I'm going to bring up my guest. I hope my guest is listening and I hope that she's ready. First of all, thank you to all of my mods for modding on this channel. I truly appreciate you and thank you for making this a safe space for the guests that come here to be able to express themselves. Now, let me talk to my mods right quick. Now, mods, we are going to have a open community discussion today. At the end of this broadcast, we are going to discuss something that may cause someone in the chat to become hostile. If that is the case and that person shows up, allow them to speak because this will be the only place where their opinion will matter. Okay? Because, and this will, you know, make more sense as we get to the end of the broadcast. Because their opinion does not matter when I'm in public with them because they never say a word directly to me. So, you know, we're gonna walk the line of respectful today. Okay, just giving you a heads up. When I see that person come in, if they do come in, I'll alert you to say let them talk or let them be. Okay, all right. So without further ado, we're going to be bringing up Charlie Liu, who is a longtime resident of Harvey, Illinois. Let me find this. Charlie Liu, are you there?
Yes, thank you for having me.
Listen, thank you for coming on. Because you are a very concerned citizen in Harvey, and I'm deeply honored to have you on my show today. So thank you for agreeing to come on the show. I think that we're going to start out talking about the first meeting that was had, which was the if you have not had a chance to watch the meeting, because we're not going to watch the entire meeting, we're going to skip around this meeting. One thing I want to show you before we get into it, you need to go back a ways on my channel because we are going to be discussing a man by the name of Cornell Darden. I have done several videos on this individual, and if you don't know who this individual is, you need to go on my channel, back on my channel. I'm going to show you what the thumbnail looks like and watch the videos that include his photo on the thumbnail. So let me show you what that is first. Man, I talked about him a while ago because he was and if you don't know, Cornell Darden is also the founder of the Dalton Politics page. We're going to get into how Dalton politics came about, because you need to know that. So you see this video right here that has a thumbnail with the scarecrow. You can't win. You can't win. Okay, yeah. Anyway, with the scarecrow, you see it right there. It says yellow journalism across it.
Mhm.
And that gentleman in the bottom right, that is Cornell Darden. So you would need to watch that video. This other video here that says banned or banned. See, he's the scarecrow in the bottom of that video. You need to watch those two videos, and it will pretty much tell you everything you need to know about Dalton politics, about Cornell Darden and his yellow journalism. If you need a definition of yellow journalism, it is journalism where a journalist, I'm gonna put that in air quotes, writes stories that contain lies, and when they are called out, they do not retract the lies. So they call that yellow journalism. Okay. And this person has been banned from journalism associations, black, white, brown, blue, purple, all of them for that. Okay. That's searchable public information. But watch those two videos and it contains all of the information that you need to know about Cornell Darden. He just recently got his lobbyist license, and so had been hired by Christopher Clark before he passed away, ran away, got taken into protective custody, whatever is happening over there. Okay, listen, I don't want no smoke. Don't get mad at me. I just report the news. I don't write it. Okay. So he hired him to be a lobbyist for Harvey at the rate of $6,700. This man is driving from the south suburbs to Springfield, allegedly. I don't know how many times a week. There is no information that is being given according to the alder persons. There is no information that is being given about these invoices, what the invoices entail, the work that is encompassed. Nothing is itemized. Okay. So at the finance meeting, the alder person of the second ward wanted to know about these specific invoices and wanted to know, what did Harvey get for $6,700 times 4, which would end up being $26,000 and some hundreds or change. Okay. Let me see here. Hey, Margie, what's up? Live uncut, unedited. Martin ain't my friend no more because Martin, he don't even return my phone calls. He don't return my texts. Let me get down on you for a second, my brother. No, Martin is my friend. I know that he be busy, but you know, it is what it is. I like me and Martin, we cool. But hey, Martin. And so the alder person of the second ward wanted to know what they got for the $6,700. Oh, Jesus. Then here comes the acting mayor, Shirley Jawinski. In the regular meeting, she tells everybody that he has been going to Springfield. Charlie Lou, can you let me know if you feel like it costs $6,700 to go?
Absolutely not. The thing with it is that without itemizing everything he's doing, we don't know what he's doing with the $6,700 times 4. So when we talk in terms of $26,000 leaving the hands of Harvey into the hands of someone who is clearly biased in his reporting on the issues in Harvey, that raises, I don't even want to say red flags because I mean, it's so obvious on its face. Um, Darden is the same guy who nominated Chris Clark as mayor of the year, which in and of itself is troubling, especially when you have uh, um citizens who clearly have issues with him. And so when we can't trust journalists to report the correct news, then we have to wonder who's lying to us and why are they lying to us and what are they covering up. So to your question, hell no.
Is
67
do
for
you
what? And that was just 1 month, y'all. That
right?
was $26,000 in 1 month paid to somebody to go and lobby. The thing with that is he has no contacts within the community. He I mean, how are you going to talk on behalf of the people that you don't even listen to? So that's my point of view.
Is it ethical for you to be a lobbyist and own a media company? Because this man runs the Southland Journal. Is that correct? I think it's the Southland Journal.
Yes,
Uh,
he does.
I don't know how ethical that is to be a lobbyist because if you're a journalist, you aren't supposed to be taking sides, right? So
Correct.
how do you go and lobby for Harvey? And are you lobbying for any other cities?
Hmm.
Because we know these people love to double dip. And if he'll print yellow journalism, what else will he do? He'll double dip and be a lobbyist for other municipalities as well. I mean, I don't know how you do that. And
Well, it's just interesting the combination of individuals, and I think you're gonna get into more about that, about these different alliances in the Southland. But if you look at the people in these alliances, it's the same people, overlapping of government, overlapping positions and power. And we have to wonder, well, we have to start looking at it in terms of these are jobs. The jobs that they're giving to their family and friends are the jobs that could have gone to your children, your spouses, other people of the community, because we know that when someone works within their community and lives within their community, they tend to care more about their community. So I absolutely support legislation requiring, especially in Harvey's financial state that it is, to require people who are receiving paychecks within the city to actually live in this city. And so, again, these overlapping boards. You spoke about Janet Rogers, um, uh, who Shirley just appointed as clerk. There were issues mainly because although she was pardoned, I want the public to know the legal definition of what a pardon is. It does not exonerate you. Uh, that means that it still means that a jury, or however she took her plea, if she pled guilty, had a bench trial, um, it does not absolve your guilt. It just basically means that someone showed you mercy so you don't have to serve the rest of your time. And in her case, none of her time. I don't know if she ever even went to jail. I think her sentence was like 180 days. What's interesting about that is that the conviction uh, that she had is tied to financial aid. Why is that interesting? Because she sat on the board at South Suburban College.
okay, wait,
Well,
wait. We're gonna get there. Let me just ask this. Say this other thing about pardoning too. To me, pardoning doesn't mean you didn't do it. Pardoning means the person that pardoned you didn't care that you did it. That's
Yep.
simple pardoning. Two types of pardoning: federal and state. Federal, the president has to pardon you. It's a state charge. The governor of your state has to pardon you. She was pardoned by Pat Quinn, another corrupt governor of Illinois, and it doesn't mean that you did not do what you were accused of or even found guilty of. It just means that the person that pardoned you didn't care that you did it. But
They
we're
either didn't care. Now there are some um legitimate times in justice where a person may have had something on their background. Like I'm not against people who have felonies. I just believe that um, if your felony that you've been excused of um, is related to the position that you currently applying for, we yes, we can forgive you, but we don't forgive you to allow you to do the same thing. So even in as late as 2022, Janet Rogers was declared um, judicially irresponsible. Now that's interesting, um, considering she now has control over the records. They needed someone. What's another interesting point is that the person who resigned from the position, Rosa, uh, resigned from the clerk position in January. She sat on the advisory board to hire the new clerk, which is interesting. What does Rosa know that would now we're told that that she stepped down because a death in a family, which I totally get. I understand that. But here you are a month after your resignation sitting on the board to hire the new person coming in. And so that creates a problem because what are you doing? Like if you're not able to do your job, and while ex-employees may have some valuable information to hand off to new employees, you haven't came before the public that elected you and gave us a response as to why you left in the first place, outside of the death of your family member. And furthermore, um, just the political ties, it's just is crazy.
Okay, let me back up then. Since we're going to talk about this, we'll talk about this first. So the clerk position was, in case you're tuning in and you don't know anything about what's going on, the clerk position was vacant since October. Rosa had not been to a meeting in Harvey, the clerk of Harvey, since the meeting where Clark declared Harvey a distress. She actually had not been to any meetings since October. Her saying that she was going to leave her seat come January 1, you know, according to the Illinois statutes, once you send an email that says you are resigning from your seat, then you are resigned from your seat and you should not be paid. At that point, the leadership is supposed to get ready to gear up to appoint someone else. None of those things happen. I just want to state that for the record. So there was a process. Shirley Jawinski said, and I feel like she kind of let me see if I can. I'm gonna go to the video of where she begins to talk about how the clerk process came about. Um, so you can understand.
Are you still there? Super, because it looks like your photo is frozen.
Okay, can you all hear? I just want to make sure that you all heard that because we've been having different issues with the audio.
Okay, I can hear you. I did not hear a video playing. Were you playing a video?
Yeah, you didn't hear it? Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all heard the video. Why, Miguel, you heard it? Okay. You might have to turn on your phone, Charlie. Let's see. Wait, somebody else said no, they didn't hear it. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me switch the pages because I found it. Hold on. Now let me try it again. Oh.
And do the interviewing process. And we did that. And those of you who participated, I thank you very much. The residents met for 2 days straight, interviewing all the candidates. I still have that laryngitis. Then what happened, we took 2 aldermen, 2 senior aldermen. That was Alderman Tracy Pease and Alderman Tyrone Rogers. They went through all the applicants and picked out 2 interviewees. And there was a tie. And there was a tie. So what happened was.
Now, first of all, this feels like a total setup to me because the first thing you said was the alderperson of the second ward said that she shouldn't pick it, that it should be the public that picks it, the residents that pick it. So she decided that they would form a committee, a board of residents. So there was 1 resident picked from each ward to be on the committee. So 6 residents on the board. Okay. Now, from what Shirley just said, that the 2 senior alderperson, which would be Tracy Keys and Tyrone Rogers, went through all of the applications. What was the point of the board? Because they should have been the ones, since they were doing the interviewing, to go through all of the applications and pick the top 2 candidates. It seems like to me, you already knew who was going to be picked and who you wanted picked because you had the other persons do it, and one of the other persons should have never been involved in the situation, in the picking in the first place.
And he tried to clean it up last night by abstaining from his vote, but his vote already had its impact because he had someone representing his interests sitting on the Citizens Advisory Board.
But he picked it. He picked the top 2.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, he's saying that, well, I didn't really vote, but you did. You did vote when you picked someone to represent your ward on the advisory board.
Ma'am, he picked when he picked the top 2.
That too. That was the second pick. But I'm telling you, it was
the second person was from the top 2.
Yep.
That person did not even exist.
And not only that, the Citizen Advisory Board was not allowed to ask any questions at all. And there is a videotape of the process, but it has not been released to the public. So for concerned citizens that are listening, ask them where that video is of the City Advisory Council. And I believe they probably won't be inviting those people back to do anything because now they know that they have involved citizens who will ask questions. So I don't see that advisory board coming back ever again. I think that was a first and a last appearance.
Well, it was a rules anyway. You weren't allowed to ask your own questions. Questions were given to you to be asked. And so how is that a fair process? That's not even a fair process when you are given questions that you have to forcibly ask.
Exactly. And just to be totally transparent, I sat on the board as a citizen. And I can tell you that Tyrone Rogers was there during the first meeting. So it was broken into 2 days. Mind you, we only had 24-hour notice to even be able to come and talk about that. So when the person called me, I asked, why were we just getting 24 to 48-hour notice about this board, this meeting? And she said, well, I don't know the law, but I know that it's some kind of law that we have to have someone installed. I said, yeah, okay, that's fine, but the seat has been vacant since January the 1st. How is it now a rush to pick someone? I said, and furthermore, you're serving an underserved community. You're serving a low income community, and keeping that in mind, we are the least likely to be available on short notice to take not 1, but 2 days off to come and interview these clients. They were anticipating that they would make it so difficult on the first day that nobody probably would show up the second day. But I was there both days. Now, before we even saw any candidates or anything, I said, how do we know that the questions that are being asked? Immediately when I saw that the questions were scripted, I said, how do we know who saw these questions beforehand? We had no involvement in developing the questions, and we were not allowed to ask our own questions.
Why are they treating the residents as if they cannot formulate interview questions?
Right. But it wasn't until I spoke up. It all it takes is one. When I spoke up, the other people that was there who weren't speaking up initially, they started to see what I was saying. So at one point, they were sure to arrange our seats in a way that each person got a particular question, no matter which way they came down the line. So the first questions, when they came down the line, I only had one question out of all the questions that I could ask. And so once the lady sitting next to me saw that, the next time they tried to do that to me, she said, no, I want to pass my questions to her. And she allowed me to ask the question. Once they kind of broke the yoke off of everyone sitting there, that's when other people started asking clarifying questions. The issue with that is I came back when I said, why can't we ask our own questions? It was every candidate has to be asked the same question. Well, I said, what's stopping you from allowing each individual to answer at least ask 1 or 2 questions on their own, and then that will resolve that issue. But again, she kept, I'm gonna tell you something. Shirley banks on you not reading the law. She's so used to dealing with people who do not read the law and just take her word for it, that she told me that was an HR policy. And I used to do hiring for the Department of Commerce. That is not an HR policy. When you're dealing with fiduciary matters, you have to ask clarifying questions.
But not everybody's questions are the same, because not everybody's resumes are the same, right?
Exactly.
We have not worked the same jobs. So how can you, and I may have a little bit more experience than the last candidate, right?
Exactly.
So, how is that? My question to the public, to the comment, to the people watching, get in the comments. I want to know this. Once the alderman of the 6th ward knew that his wife was going to put in an application, should he have removed himself from the entire process? Because you can't tell me these people are married, they live in the same household, they sleep in the same bed. To me, they do the same dirty deeds, as you're going to find out here in a few minutes. Should he have recused himself from the entire process? Why was he able to hear all of the interview questions, which his wife did not get interviewed on the first day? Is that correct, Charlie? Did his
That's
wife?
correct.
Okay,
That's
so
correct.
his wife got interviewed on the day that he was not present. So the day that he was present, he was able to hear all of the pre-scripted questions.
And he was in the building the day she interviewed. I saw him going out the back door.
Because of the fake HR policy, she was able to know via her husband all of the interview questions. How was that fair to the other applicants who didn't know anything? Didn't know anything. How the process was going to jump off? Nothing.
It wasn't fair.
Let me know. Do you believe that he should have been recused from the entire process? For me, no older person should have been involved. It should have been strictly, if you're going to form an advisory panel committee, then that should have been their job to pick the top 2 applicants, right? Because that's what you put the committee together for, right? Having the residents there to ask questions and not even get their input on their selection, what was the reason for it? You just wasted the residents 2 days of their time for them to not even have a voice, be able to ask questions, or submit their recommendation for clerk.
They had already it was very clear to me on the first day that the decision as to who was going to get that position had already been made. I just wish that I would have wrote the name down and just handed it to somebody prior to the announcement, because I knew who it was before any votes was counted or anything.
I mean, once I heard, hello, Johnny Hooker. Hello, Bones. I think I missed Bones. Hello, Johnny Hooker. Hey, Bobo. Hey, Alley Cat. Hey, everybody. We are in here talking about the clerk appointment for Harvey. We just heard, and for all you people, all of the people that were in the room clapping, saying that Shirley would be the best acting mayor, you lied. You lied. You a liar. And I said that, and I meant it, because just by this process right here alone, you know that there is going to be more of the same shenanigans. That woman literally said that she is going to carry on Clark's legacy. That means she's not going to do anything new. She's not going to do anything new. She's going to bake a chocolate cake and give everybody on her side a piece. That's what she's going to do. Okay? So for all of you that was doing all of that clapping, oh, this is the best, Shirley, no, she not. She already started off lying. Low. Okay? So just by that process alone, lets me know that she's not going to be a good mayor. She was never going to be a good mayor. 30 years in public service, and your city looks like this, and you are on the verge of financial disaster, and you had a part in that.
Well, when the same small group of officials sit across the committees that control the city spending, they writing laws They influence and develop development decision. And now that they have Janet Rogers in play, now they have the ability to mess with the documentation of all of this. They can't, they got their person in play now who's going to tamper with or potentially, allegedly, tamper with the record.
Well, so we talking about the clerk of Harvey. So let's get into the meat of the matter. The reason why there should be alarm bells going off and not hand clapping and standing ovations for this. Now, I want to preface this by saying I do believe in second chance. Believe that you should give someone an opportunity. But if it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, swim like a duck, it's a duck. Okay? That's what it is. So we are going to get into who was chosen for the position. Janet Rogers, which is Tyrone Rogers, who is the alderman of the 6th ward. That's his wife. Okay. So I brought this up. This is the Harvey School District 152. Right here, it says Janet Rogers, board president. So she is the current sitting school board president. If we were trying to get rid of politicians sitting in more than one seat and handling more than one government, this was a fail. Because here we have another person sitting in another political seat. She is the president of the board, right? And she's now going to be the clerk of Harvey. So here is my question, Harvey. All of the people that was clapping, I ain't necessarily talking to the people who know what I'm about to say and know who this person is for real. I'm talking to the people who was clapping. So she's the board president. So let's look at the board meeting archives for the job that she's currently doing. Okay, again, here's another person who says that they do public service work and they've been in public service and they care about the public. Yet this lady is going to be the clerk for Harvey, who is the keeper of the records, agendas, minutes. Am I right about it, Charlie Lou?
You want it?
Okay, so let's look at her board. Let's look at the Harvey School District 52 website with the board meeting archives, information. So if we look right here, we are in 2026, right? Their archive meetings start off with 2018 and go down. Where are the meeting minutes from the chicken wing scandal year? From the COVID year? Huh?
You ain't gonna find none.
Shouldn't that be on the website because those are the latest? Right? We looking at 2013 to 2018. Where is 2019 to 2024?
What year did she take seat at that board?
I don't even care what year she took seated at this board, because when she got seated, all of this should have been corrected.
I'm just trying to get a timeline.
I mean, you're the keeper. You're going to be the keeper of records for the city of Harvey. This is your own, the school district you currently run, and nothing is updated. We have agendas up here for, let's see, we go back to, we do have agendas and some minutes, not all minutes, but some minutes. Should this be for 2025? Because we have not gotten into 2026 yet. We don't even have anything labeled. Okay, so here go.
Go up.
Most of them are here, but some of them are missing the minutes. Probably the most important meetings are missing the minutes. Like, this stuff should be up to date. If you're telling me that you was the most qualified for the job, this website should be getting audited every month.
Well, she told the board, the special advisory board, that she was qualified too. That she had basically saved the Southland from contracting West Nile virus, because she said she was at the mosquito abatement board too. But interesting enough, they said that she had zero experience. She was investigated by an independent state secretary, and he said that she had zero experience.
Let's get into what happened. Let's get into why she got that conviction. So I linked this article into the description of this video. It says Janet Rogers has to go. Rogers allegedly disregarded ethics. And you getting ready to be the clerk? This article was written February 1st of 2022. And at that point, they still said she disregarded ethics and abused her privilege for personal gain at taxpayer expense. According to a Watchdog's report, her lack of skills and qualifications to supervise an agency charged with protecting public health potentially puts the lives of South and Southwest suburban residents at risk. Her conduct as a public official sets an awful example for children. Rogers, 66, she was 66 in 2022 with the shits. Oh my God. Also should resign as president of the Harvey Elementary District 152 board. You mean to tell me they were saying this back in 2022 and she is still the president?
Mm-hmm. Still getting hired. That's what's crazy. She's still getting Harvey too small. The Southland is too small for people not to read the newspaper and know what's going on.
Now, mind you, this is after her pardon from Pat Quinn. Yeah. She was pardoned in 2004. The first incident occurred in 2002 where she lied on a student loan FAFSA application about her income so that her son could get a better financial aid package. Huh? What? Did you lie on a government document?
What you talk about financial aid?
That's a federal form.
Right. And not only that, I was trying to hint at it earlier, but now since we here, Shirley sat on the board at South Suburban Community College. And guess who else was on the board with her? Janet Rogers. The same person she just installed as clerk.
She told the news media last night, because I stood back there when she told them, that she had no knowledge of her past. You mean to tell me you didn't research the person that you chose? This is y'all mayor. The people that was clapping, come to the front. The people that was clapping, I want you to come to the front. Like, share, and subscribe. For those of you that like to take bones, take this bone back. The people that was clapping last night, come to the front. That little lady with no neck said that she didn't know anything about this woman's past, but she sat on the board with her at South Suburban College, so she knew her. And
she the one that hired her there.
As the sitting mayor, you didn't research the candidates, the two candidates you claimed you had to choose from. You didn't do any type of verifying their resumes or nothing.
I saw the candidates, and I could tell you it was way more people way qualified than her. Another interesting thing is that on the first day, they told us that it was 27 applicants. We interviewed less than half of that. Not only that, there was not one white candidate and there was not one male candidate, which was interesting. Not
But
only that,
that's the only applications you all got. Doesn't mean that's all that was turned in.
no, she claims that everybody else who applied didn't live in Harvey. Well, if living in Harvey is the requirement, you standing right next to somebody that make over $100,000 that do not live in Harvey. So what difference do it make?
I
For
don't
real, for real.
I don't believe them. I think I'm going to FOIA for the applications of everyone that put in.
And I think that
Because
there's no use in FOIA anything when they got a watchdog at the gate right now. They're gonna tell you those records don't exist or something. They're gonna come up with something. The best thing is for the public to push for that recorded meeting because the meeting was recorded. The special advisory council, both days, day 1 and 2 of the applicants was recorded.
you're gonna have to, if you FOIA for it, which we can on this show, you're gonna have to make sure that you look for any glitches because you want to make sure that you have all the footage. You don't want anything edited.
She said that only the older people are going to be able to see the film because she didn't want me recording because she said that it contains people's sensitive information. But if it contains, well, I'm just telling you what I'm telling you what Shirley Jawinski said out her mouth.
If it was recorded with public equipment that was paid for by the residents' money, it is FOIAble. And I'll fight with the AG office to get it from you. Because
your boxing gloves, baby, because they
at that city hall, huh?
Listen, I'm trying to tell you, the only useful reason I could see that them hiring that lady is because she's there to simply destroy their trail.
Well, you never know. This first incident occurred in 2002. Pardon was given in 2004. Okay, this is the second incident. This has to do, let me read this. They said that she should immediately step down from her role as operations superintendent for the Harvey-based South Cook County Mosquito Abatement District. The Cook County Office of the Independent Inspector General recommended Rogers be removed from the administrative position and replaced. The county watchdog criticized the Mosquito Abatement District Board for giving the job to Rogers in the first place. One of the Mosquito Abatement District Board members facing criticism for alleged ethical lapses of her own is Lynette Stokes, president of South Suburban College. Take me out.
South Suburban College again.
Ooh, Lord have mercy.
And guess who sits at the top?
Listen, it's a lot of people that sits over there on that trustee board. One person over there sit on that trustee board just got a job as an intergovernmental liaison for the Thornton Township. Child, let me finish reading. Rogers is a trustee of the South Holland-based Public Community College who voted to promote Stokes to president from a vice president position. Inspector General Patrick Blanchard detailed alleged conflicts of interest, waste, and mismanagement at the agency in January 14th report to Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle. There's another person that need to go up out of here, and county board members. Now listen, okay? This is 2022. We just in 2026. So 4 years ago, this woman did this. What do it say? Conflicts of interest. She married to the alderman of the 6th ward. Waste. $6,700 times 4 in 1 month or a lobbyist that only got them one bill put into the House
that they connected to.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Hey, did you read the
Mismanagement.
Did you read the official report of that?
Yeah, I'm gonna show it.
Okay,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
show it. Investigators who interviewed Rogers determined she was unable to answer basic questions about mosquito abatement and insecticide use, the watchdog found. Now, if you think that she couldn't even answer basic questions and she's supposed to be the operations superintendent, I know for a fact she's not qualified for this job. She's sitting there now because the back door was open. It's so many back doors in the south suburbs. They got a lot of them in Dalton. They got a lot of them in Harvey. We seeing now. She admitted during the interview that the agency's chief biologist and general foreman handled her duties. So you was taking a paycheck and wasn't even doing your job? Did you just tell them people that? I ain't making this up. I'm just reading. Remember? Because I'm dumb. So I have to read these things. I hope you all are listening. She collects a fat paycheck, fits at taxpayer expense. So she'll sit there and collect a check and not work for it. That's what you're saying to me? You're saying that the deputy clerk is going to continue to be the clerk? Is that what you're saying? Allegedly, is that what's going to happen? All right. Because she allegedly helped some friends and those friends helped her. So now we helping friends? Is the acting mayor of Harvey friends? Did she just help her? Are they helping other friends? This is why you need to do your own research. And I don't know why they keep using that line like it's working in their favor. Because once they told us to do our own research, this what we done. And this what we came up with. How that work out for you? I don't know, but I want the people that was clapping to come to the front. Because this right here is what I want you to explain. This was only 4 years ago. 4.
And how long is those appointments? Are they 4 years exactly?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they be moving around. They be moving around.
Rogers worked for 30 years as a culinary arts and special education teacher at Bloom High School in Chicago Heights. She is in no way qualified to supervise biologists and other scientists who work to protect public health by sampling mosquitoes for West Nile virus and other deadly diseases. By her own admission, she said that the other people was doing her job for her. So what would she need to know this stuff for? Okay, but anyway.
Talk about the people that they passed up for the position.
The lives of people in Oakland, Evergreen Park, Lamont, and dozens of other communities are potentially at risk because of Rogers' incompetence. Harvey, your lives are at risk. I didn't say it. I did not say it. The Chicago Tribune said it. The South Cook District collected far fewer West Nile samples than the 3 other mosquito abatement districts serving Cook County, the inspector found. Not you said you saved thousands of lives in your district. Did you lie in that interview?
What she definitely did. I heard it with my own 2 ears.
What did she say?
She said that she saved the lives of all the surrounding areas in the Southland while she served as whatever she served on the abatement. She specifically referenced the West Nile virus and said that she saved lives.
Yes.
This article, now had we been able to ask questions, I could have whipped this article out and proved her to be a liar.
Okay. Yes, she admitted that other people was doing her job. She's not a science teacher, not a biologist, not an etymologist, not an epidemiologist, not nobodyologist. Huh?
She's a liologist.
She got diabetes. I believe that is correct.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, and and the investigator said that the South Cook district collected far fewer West Nile samples than 3 other mosquito abatement districts serving Cook County. Somebody could have really got sick. A scientist with another agency told
We don't know that they didn't. We don't know that unless we go and check public records or anything. We don't know.
We
really
don't.
We don't know.
A scientist with another agency told us he was shocked by how little mosquito surveillance the South Cook agency performed. The inspector general reported the watchdog conducted an exhaustive investigation that included interviews with employees of mosquito abatement districts, public health officials, and others, as well as reviews of public records and other documents. An unnamed state health official told investigators Roger had no business supervising operations for an agency charged with protecting health.
That's crazy. They say no business. She ain't got no business over there.
No business. I don't know what she's doing there. The official said, according to the report, she is not qualified for the position. Stokes, the college president, and the other members of the South Cook board passed over qualified candidates to promote Rogers to the executive role. The inspector general found applicants included candidates with advanced degrees in epidemiology and extensive experience. One rejected candidate held a doctorate in entomology. Another worked in Africa for 5 years, leading an international team fighting the spread of malaria.
Girl, man.
Some of the other qualified candidates for this clerk position. Tell me about some of their other backgrounds,
Girl. Wait a minute. Are you asking me to say them?
Yes, I want to know.
Okay, hold on. Let me go to what I saw. Let me go.
I want to know what some of the other resumes were for the clerk position. What were some of their
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can remember. Girl, was so much going on then. I wish I would have took notes.
Yes, there is an acting mayor of Harvey who is not black or brown. We're gonna be politically correct on this show.
Well, I could tell you this. There were people there who worked in regulatory portions of the government who were applicants. There were, and I like to take into account people who don't necessarily have that background, but have crossover skills as long as they have the ethics piece in place. We had military veterans that had applied who had already been working in some capacity with FOIA. What was interesting about that is that Janet Rogers is the only one who showed up with a FOIA certification. That was interesting. Almost as if she had been tipped off.
Okay, that was part of the duties.
Huh? Yeah. And so it just looked so. It was bad, y'all.
Let me read this line right here from the Chicago Tribune, because this man over here, he cooking like Glorilla. Listen to what he say. Instead, the board picked a retired culinary arts teacher to lead the agency, which has a $4.5 million annual budget. Rogers did not immediately respond to a message requesting comment. Man, neither would I. After
Honey, let me tell you something. from reading that damn report, I'm so glad I'm a homebody. And when I tell you, I'm going to think twice when I see a mosquito out here. Because let me tell you, to have someone so incompetent over something so important as
And not even
stopping disease,
but not even just incompetent, intentionally incompetent. You admitted in this article that somebody else does your job and you just get paid.
Mm-hmm.
So you.
Well, what's interesting to me is this. What's interesting to me is that if this were a more affluent community, none of this would be going on. Like I'm wondering, are they paying somebody at the feds? I mean, like, are they not listening?
Listen, here's my problem with that statement that you just said. If this was a more affluent community, no, if we had more respect for ourselves, we would not allow them to treat us like we're not a more affluent community.
Correct. I stand corrected.
Because this is not about them. This is about us. We are in leadership in most of these communities out here representing, so allegedly, our community. I don't know who you represent at this point. I don't know what side you're playing for.
Well, it seems to me that the only people who can be arrested, charged, investigated is if you standing in the way of someone else trying to do the exact same thing that you're doing. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say if it was a more affluent community, because they would come if our problems concern them.
Here is the problem that I see. The affluent people that we have in our community are now retired and they do not give two F's about what is going on. Because they are retired, they're tired of fighting. They moved out to the south suburbs to have a peaceful, quiet life, and they don't give a F about what is happening.
And that's the problem, because we always raising up leaders instead of preparing successors. So every time we raise up a leader and that person dies, retires, or whatever, all the foot soldiers fall because they don't know what to do at that point, because they were always told what to do. So just like we say that AI takes away from thinking, eventually, if we continue to use AI, how it affects the cognitive development of humans. It's the same thing with when we, teach each other from hand to mouth. Hand to mouth. Everything that we do, we never consider the generation that's coming after us. And I just think that that's been the biggest thing in the Black community. First of all, we're the only one that declare leaders. I don't hear anybody saying the Chinese leader, the white leader. We are the only one who have a term specific to us, Black leaders. And it's just it's like they've placed us into this caste system where we're all labeled the same, no matter how genuine you are about the work that you do, or your political passions. No matter how genuine you are about them, we're forced into this caste system that treats us all the same. And so either you gonna get down or lay down, and that's how we've been operating as a community. And it's gonna take something revolutionary to happen in the minds of the people for them to start, rejecting these ideas. I'm all for.
It's gonna take people comparing. This is not even the worst part of the article. Let's get to some other points of this article. This is just one article, y'all. We have like 4 articles to get through. Huh? Oh, okay. Because you thought her resume was long. Man, this rap sheet even longer. Okay? Just sit there.
Gotta pay to play.
Run in there and get your bowl hole and put you another layer of glue on your lace front, because listen, wait, it get worse. Listen to this. The South Cook District should cooperate with state health authorities and the mosquito abatement districts to improve its operations, the watchdog recommended. The board should remove and replace Rogers as operations supervisor. The inspector general recommended. Joe Miller, the attorney for the mosquito district, disagreed with the inspector general's findings that testing for the West Nile was inadequate. Now, he didn't make no comment about Rogers and her ability to, or her intellectual capacity to lead the department. He said that there were testings were being done by biologists and they was not inadequate. Not inadequate. Okay, listen to what's being said. Okay, so then he said, I'm gonna skip down here to this part, because this part blew my mind. Okay, the inspector general found other alleged conflicts and abuses at the agency. South Cook administrators sold at least 15 vehicles for $1 each to South suburban municipalities when they could have fetched more. I wonder if Tiffany got any of these vehicles for $1, because you know she was in office during this time. This was 2022. She was in office. I wonder if she got any of these vehicles for $1. Now, what would you be doing selling government vehicles for $1? Listen, I didn't say this. Don't you go over there on Facebook and in them Facebook groups and say super said, because I told you the last time. Super red. Okay? Super red. She did not say it. She read. Get it right. You're gonna take some bones, make sure you know what kind. These are chicken.
Make sure another flavor.
Okay, these are chicken. Mosquito abatement district trustees shall not be compensated for their service according to state law. However, and these people love taking jobs without pay. You should ask yourself, why? Why do they love taking these jobs without? If I can give me a vehicle for $1, I don't know, I might go too. Give me that. Give me that 2025.
Say, who all over there?
Okay, who over there? Give me that 2025 for $1. Okay? It says some trustees paid themselves $100 each every month as reimbursement for travel expenses to attend monthly meetings. All these freaking conferences these people be going to. You know what? Never mind. Travel compensation amounted to as much as $6,500. These people love sixes. You know who else loves sixes? You know what? Never mind. For a trustee between 2017 and 2021, even though the trustee lived 3 miles from the district office at 15500 Dixie Highway in Harvey. Who else loves sixes? Boy, that Cornell Darden, he love a 6'7". 6'7".
Okay.
$6,700 is what that man charged. Now they over here charging $6,500. Listen, there's another man that likes sixes. He liked triple sixes. Anyway, I digress. Let me move on. Okay. The watchdog accused officials of using their positions as board members and administrators to reward each other with advancements at various agencies. I'm the clerk. My husband is an alderman. He in a bike club. Let me see, can I make these taxes disappear? You know what? Never mind.
Bippity boppity boo.
You'll catch up to it later. You'll catch up to it later. Okay? Anyway, Charles Givens, president of the Mosquito Abatement District Board, experienced positive employment developments thanks to Rogers. Okay. The watchdog reported. As board president of Harvey District 152, Rogers, so she was on the abatement board and the school district board at the same time, these non-paid positions. Okay. Now ask yourself, when these people be seeking out all types of non-paid positions, but driving all types of motorcycles and nice cars, who paying them? What job they actually doing? Okay, anyway, let me mind my business, child. As board president of Harvey District 152, Rogers has a say in hiring employees and contractors. The inspector general reported the Harvey district hired Givens in 2017 as a consultant for custodial support, a position that paid $275 per day. I'm gonna tell you right now, I got the wrong friends. I need some new friends. I got the wrong ones. The Inspector General's investigation did not report the total taxpayer-funded compensation paid to Givens or Rogers. The report said that Rogers voted to promote Stokes to president of the college from vice president of academic services in 2018, a move that increased Stokes' annual compensation from $194,021 to she went to $194,000 a year from $134,000. Rogers was president of the Harvey School Board in 2004. I told y'all. When she was convicted of a felony fraud, 2004. Sentenced to 180 days in jail and ordered to pay $7,000 in fines. She also was ordered to repay $10,525 she obtained for her son in fraudulent school grants so he could attend Highland Community College in Freeport. At the time, Rogers, known as Janet Thomas, now she got several names. Okay. And she also, I wonder which one she gonna be using to sign the clerk papers. Girl, also worked for then Harvey Mayor Eric Kellogg. Now it all makes sense to me. As head of the city's Workforce Investment Act program, the way they be making up these programs, she is married to Tyrone Rogers, Ward 6 alderman for Harvey. Tyrone Rogers previously served on the Harvey School Board. They just swapping seats. That's what we doing. Girl, let me find me a husband so we can swap some seats around here. Then Governor Pat Quinn pardoned Janet Rogers in 2013. So she committed the crime in 2004. She actually did not get pardoned until 2013. Remember, pardon does not mean that you did not commit the crime. It means that the person who has the power to pardon you did not care that you committed the crime, if you want layman's terms. Anyway, voters elected her to the Harvey School Board in 2011, 2015, and 2019. Shame on all of y'all for not doing your research, because for not doing your research about any of this. The county inspector general said there is no legal mechanism to forcibly remove mosquito abatement district trustees before their terms expire. The watchdog recommended they not be reappointed. Preckwinkle's press secretary did not immediately respond to requests for comment. That's very, very interesting things about the now Harvey clerk. This is a person who is in charge of your records. Now in charge of sensitive information. All of you that
Two-time convicted felon who was pardoned.
was pardoned, was on the mosquito abatement board, was involved in selling vehicles for $1, giving themselves travel expenses despite living 3 miles from their workplace.
And her husband sits on the finance committee, which means he reviews the bills before the city pays them. He shapes the city budget. He looks at the contracts and spending before the full council vote, and he influences what get funded and what don't. Then they got control of the legislative committee, so they running the rules now. So they shaping the policy language. Okay, economic development committee. They do the development projects and the investment. And they look at incentives, business activity, and land use direction. And then it goes, of course, to the city council, but the city clerk keeps all the records. They keep the official minutes in the public record. They manage the official documents and meeting documentation. And we talked earlier about the different overlapping boards. And I had something that I wrote down. I'm trying to get to it.
While you get into that, let me tell you, I want to tell you all how she was able to get this pardon. These are the people that wrote letters to the governor on her behalf. It says, and this was sent to me by a journalist at the Chicago Sun-Times. Super got a little bit of connections, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
This file, as you can see, is a Word file, was sent directly to me from the journalist that wrote the story in the Chicago Sun-Times. It is April 29th, 2013. This is when this article was published. And these are the people who wrote letters for her. These are things you should keep in your mind, tucked away back in the bottom of your purse. The records show that Thornton Township Supervisor Frank Zuccarelli, Harvey Mayor Eric Kellogg, Dixmoor Mayor Kevan Grimmett, and Harvey Public School District 152 Superintendent Leela Bridges were among the public officials who wrote letters to Quinn in support of a pardon for Rogers. In his letter, Zuccarelli said he's known Rogers for more than 20 years and considers her a dedicated civic leader and a voice of the underprivileged. Notice how he didn't say, well, she didn't do it.
And see how he used underprivileged. It's a buzzword. It really don't mean it's like they don't give a damn about us being underserved or any of that. This is just a coined term that they're using to promote their political agenda. And that's disgusting. Because it's one thing to oppress people. It's a whole nother thing to take that very same oppression and carry it as a banner like you trying to help somebody.
The other thing that disturbed me was Kellogg wrote this about her. She infuses her students with tremendous motivation and educational information. Well, I hope she did not educate them on the fraud that she committed, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay? She aids without reprimand. She should have reprimanded herself for lying on that FAFSA form. Corrects without disparagement. She should have corrected her action when she sold the municipal vehicles for $1 and then proceeded to profit from the sales. And teaches by example and experience. I have no words for that. other than not understanding how you just left off. Now let's go to her husband. The author of these columns was Frank Main at the Chicago Sun-Times. Definitely want to credit him and thank him for allowing me to read his writings. Okay, so he wrote also. This is December 1st, 2018. Now y'all notice how do y'all remember that time that Tyrone Rogers blew up on one of the residents and would start yelling and screaming, and he almost did it last night and caught
I was just about to say that. We almost caught him in action last night.
Okay, but he stood up and started telling people. He even did it sitting down one time to try to catch himself. Now we done had finance meeting. Then he had to stop himself because that other personality was coming out. I don't know, what was how was definitely the man was dressed like Two-Face from the Batman Chronicles. Y'all, you know what? Never mind. Okay, you listen. If you don't watch Batman and Two-Face, you're not gonna understand. Okay, now this is what was written about Tyrone Rogers, a former school superintendent who claimed at Harvey Elementary School. Now I'm reading this because these are the potential lawsuits with these people in these seats that Harvey could be susceptible to, right? You have a person who mishandles governmental documents, right? Will not represent the truth on documents. I'm reading this for context and background information. Okay. So a former superintendent at the Harvey Elementary School, District 152, remember, Tyrone Rogers also sat on this board, threatened her by saying she was itching for an ass kicking, has been awarded $400,000.
Damn. That's damn near $500,000.
So because he could not control his alter ego, his other personality, and he said this to this woman, she sued the district and won $400,000. Ask yourself, can Harvey afford $400,000? They don't have $60,000 to pay a firefighter for 1 year.
That's crazy.
Child, that's like 3 firefighters right there.
I would like to put forth that. How do we know these people aren't even capable? How do we know that they wouldn't put together an insurance scam to because if they can't get it on see, the insurance policy is guaranteed paid. For all we know, it's the insurance jobs. It's just, I wouldn't put nothing past these people. From my research and what I've seen, I would put nothing past them. And it's just it's so disheartening that that everybody in the citizens that everybody in the city as citizens are in an uproar. These people is wasting your tax dollars. They wasting your time. It's just ridiculous to sit on so many boards, to have so much money, and then when you don't hire competent people, it opens you up for negligence claims, Monell claims, different claims that people could bring against the city because the city is hiring incompetent people. Even if let's say those clerks who all applied or applicants that we don't even know about could potentially sue the city of Harvey about the unfairness of how that position was selected. Potentially, they could.
Thank you. Yeah, they could. They should actually get together and file a class action lawsuit for this, because you can prove nepotism. You can prove favoritism. Thank you, Jerry Liscombe, for the super chat of $5. I really appreciate it. Thank you for always supporting this channel. Hey, Dave Bryson. Listen, I want to read this in your hearing. So, in February of 2015, the board gave her a good performance evaluation and voted to extend her contract. This is the person that filed the lawsuit and won the $400,000. It's just telling you a little bit more. In June of 2017, according to the lawsuit, which said she grew concerned about more than $500,000 the district had spent on computer services. Who's sitting on the board? Both of the Rogers is on the board.
$500,000 on computers, y'all.
In May 2015, Adams asked the board for approval to hire an auditor to review the district's finances. See, that's where she went wrong.
When she asked for that audit.
Okay, that's where she went wrong. In July of 2015, according to the lawsuit, board member Tyrone Rogers called her while she was driving and screamed at her that she was itching for an ass kicking.
But for what though, Tyrone? Why would you? Why you mad at that lady? Because she wanted an audit. Now I'm sure now if you want to come on here and explain, he can come. Can
I don't know if Erykah Badu was right about calling Tyrone, because this.
I'm just saying, can he come on this show? I'm sure if he wanted to refute anything that's being said or give his side, he could come on this show, okay?
Listen, he can bring that Leave It Beaver head right on to the show. He's definitely welcome.
And when you get here, you better question the toupee off of that man. Question that toupee right off his head.
You gonna make it make sense, Two-Face. I don't know which face you gonna show, but you gonna make sure you tell the truth when you come over here, okay?
Somebody's calling him Do-Wop Tyrone. Do-Wop, Do-Wop, Do-Wop.
That lady and told her she itching for ass kicking for asking for an audit. Harvey, this is why you can't get an audit. This is why you cannot get a forensic audit. He gonna call each one of y'all and ask y'all, do y'all want to ask? Oh God, this not
I'm
even the best
your ass.
That's
you
not
want to audit? I'm gonna kick your ass.
Okay, listen to this. 2 months later, Adams met in a closed session with the board members. That meant the Rogers and whoever else was on the board. I meant to show y'all the board because there's another familiar face on that board. When we get to the chicken wing scandal, I'll show you. Okay.
Oh, damn,
This is the best part of my day, these recaps. Okay, you heard me. Anyway, 2 months later, Adams met in a closed session with the board members and was told they were now unhappy with her performance, not retaliation. The lawsuit said the board voted to rescind her contract extension. Adams said board members harassed her over the following year and ignored her request, including rejecting her recommendation to fire an employee for calling a superior the head in charge. Adams left.
So where's she at now?
Hold on, I don't know. Adams left the district after her contract expired in July of 2016. She said she suffered weight loss, insomnia, and panic attacks. Her lawsuit said cronyism and corruption flourishes in Harvey school district. You see how I paused there? In Harvey school district. At the board. And that the board protects its own and punishes anyone who dares to speak out against them. Now, let me tell you my little story about Foy. Let me tell you that I went to Foy, and I'm going to do it again. So if you're watching, Get ready. I went to FOI something from the Harvey School District 152, and the FOI officer lied.
Wow.
Still doing it.
Still doing it. It's a way of practice. Once one cheater get in, the rest of them, they open the door, open the floodgates for the rest of them.
In the Chicago Tribune article, they hire their friends, and their friends hire their friends.
Mm-hmm.
Rogers and his wife, Janet Rogers, I guess this is the same one because she also go by Janet Thomas. I heard she also go by Janet Cortez. Either way, she might get picked up by ICE, so she probably not using that one no more.
Yeah.
Okay. That one is probably out of service. That one is probably out of service right now with this current climate and president. Anyway, Rogers and his wife Janet Rogers had been friends with Kellogg, and Tyrone Rogers was president of the board when Kellogg was appointed superintendent, according to the suit. Janet Rogers, who is now president of the school board, was convicted. This just goes into her conviction again. Tyrone Rogers is facing a charge of aggravated SA in Cook County Criminal Court, charged with trying to force a woman to have SCX in his office at the Harvey Municipal Center in 2016. When I look at this camera, okay,
well,
he's
the rumor
while he awaits trial, records show.
The rumor in Harvey is that the payoff was them chicken wings, that money from when the chicken wings got stolen.
Now, for those of you that don't know, there was a scandal, a chicken wing scandal. Let me see how long this. Let me see this one. All right. So there was a chicken wing scandal back in, let me see when this article is written. Listen, 2024. 2024. Not you still carrying on the same behavior from 2004 till now. So in 2024, there was a chicken wing scandal. Where at you say, super where? Girl. Well, you guessed it. That's right. In Harvey.
Yep, you guessed it.
And you're right. In Harvey School District 152, where the proud president of the school board is Janet Rogers. Let me actually show you who sits on this board that the chicken wing scandal came onto. Then you tell me, do you recognize anybody else? So there's Janet Rogers right there. Now look at all
these people is doing their own thing.
Who else do you recognize?
People is not the same.
You guessed it. The clerk for Thornton Township, Casey Nesbitt, sat on that board where 11,000 cases of chicken wings were removed from the school, and the kids were not even in attendance. Let's look at this. It says this was the lady that was the this poor little lady. They just used her, abused her, and threw her to the side. Vera Liddell.
I hope that lady come out with a book. I hope she tell it all, baby. What's her jail? What's her jail information? We need to be writing her.
The chicken scandal was worth $1.5 million. So $1.5 million worth of chicken wings were removed from the school district without anybody knowing.
Can y'all just even phantom how many wings that is? And y'all do know it was a chicken wing shortage around that time, don't y'all? Yeah, it was a chicken wing shortage.
Yeah. Renee, I'm with you. Doo-Wop Tyrone going to be off the chain since his wife is the clerk. We're going to get a lot more sass. We're going to get a lot more what is that?
Are you serious? Somebody in the comments said that around that time, Churches on 159th had wings on sale, 20 for $9.99. There ain't no question in my mind that some of these restaurants bought some of them wings. There's no question in my mind because
they sell things for cheap, and
that's right.
We just saw that with the dollar vehicles.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen, they're probably,
and they had to sell them cheap because of the amount of wings it was.
They probably was. Listen, Kansas City Chiefs. I loved this dude, Chris Jones, played for the Kansas City Chiefs. He paid her restitution because he felt bad for her, as he should, because I feel like she was a pawn. She definitely was not the brainchild.
No way I'll let ain't no way I'll let chicken move and nobody know nothing about it. Come on, man.
She was a pawn. Let me show you this because I don't think I showed you. Okay, so this was the chicken wing board right here. Well, it was Janet Rogers.
Casey Williamson was there last night.
Yeah, he was the one talking. He was the one campaigning to be the alderman or replace the alderman of the first ward. He was campaigning, and
he gotta come back because they gotta make they gotta control wherever they go. They gotta control all the lanes. They have to control the legislator. They have to control the legislation. They have to control the finance, and they have to control the record keeping. And so that insulates them from anybody even standing up against them, because we had the same thing going on here in Harvey, whereas they try to paint Kobe every time Kobe talks. They try to paint her as if she's a rabble rouser rather than somebody who's just asking basic judiciary questions for openness and transparency. And they do that because they have 4 people who are gonna constantly vote yes. I don't care what. Now you campaign to get in there. You get in there. You don't have nothing to say. You don't have no arguments, no nothing. You argue to get there and say why you deserve to be there. But when you get there, you just relinquish all your power over to somebody else. I call them the 4 horsemen. Other people call them the 4 yes men. I call them the 4 horsemen. And the reason why is because it's the same 4 individuals. And I don't have to say their name. I want to encourage people to become civically engaged. Go look at their voting records. Go back to these meetings. We have Super that films them. We have Ryan Sawinski, he films these city meetings. The city itself films its own meetings. We got what's her name? I can't think of everybody's name, but we have so many people that record these meetings. And if you guys would just watch them, look at them. Nobody lying on these people. All you gotta do is go see for yourself. The reason that the city and what I don't like about it is that immediately when you come to Harvey, you will assume that the people that live here do not care. It's not that. It's not that at all. We care about what's going on in Harvey. It's just that we have four sitting council people and now a sitting mayor who just locks us out of everything. And any type of pushback, any type of questioning is framed as you being a troublemaker. I don't mind what side of the aisle one sits on with regard to politics. I just ask that you do something with your power. It don't matter if you red, it don't matter if you blue. We should never begin to shut people out based on what they believe politically, unless It's something of this nature here, where ethics are called into question. You know, one moment, I gotta take a call.
Okay, just mute your mic. For me, we're going to go into these comment section of the live. We're gonna look at the public comments. My thing, more so than anything, is that when they try to act like the alderman of the fourth ward and the alderman of the second ward don't want to work with them. Kobe came forth last night and said to be proposing a resolution that would uh curtail or would entail checking discretionary spending, right? That she wanted to we wanted to make sure that the money that we have, we are spending it in the proper places and we're doing the proper things with it. They had a whole issue with a resolution for spending for spending controls. So everything you can't say that you're trying to work with someone every time they propose something. Listen, I'm getting information. I'm sorry, I'm getting information coming in. Somebody sent me a message. I don't know if they want me to say their name. Send me another message if you want me to say their name. The second person that was chosen, I know who that person is now. Between the two candidates, between Janet and the other person sent me a message and said that the alderman of the fourth ward chose them, and Tyrone chose his wife, of course. And I don't know why his nomination was chosen over Tracy's nomination, but these are the people that Tracy wanted to try to create a team with. Some people you can't create a team with because they wasn't never meant to be on your team. And however you want to take that is how you take it. So I don't know if that person wants me to reveal their name, so I'm not going to reveal their name, but they did send me a message. And that person, whoo, Harvey, you would have been super proud. Do you hear me? You would have been super proud if this person had been your clerk. I now definitely know and believe that this was a setup. It was never a fair fight from the beginning. So we are going to take a look at these public comments. And at the end, I'm going to do a little rant. And if you can't, uh, if you don't like it, you're going to have to just click off because I got to get this out because I told you that this is a different time for Super. I'm a different person. I'm not going to be bullied. I'm not going to be talked about when I don't bother anybody. As long as you don't say my name, I don't say yours, and I don't care about you. I don't think about you. I don't lose no sleep if you don't speak to me. But we'll address that as we going over these public comments. But I now know the name of the second choice. She said it was two people that got put forth from the 27. I now know the second person. Harvey, I'm devastated for you because you would have been super proud of the person that the alderman from the fourth ward chose. If that person allows me to say their name, I'll let you know who they were. Anywho, I need to check and see if y'all gonna be able to hear this video because, and you know, all of the foolery that went on with the approving the meeting minutes and all of those things, the warrant list, what to take off. The one thing I don't understand about their meeting is that if you all remember, if you all remember in Dalton, when Jason House when they used to read the bills list, Jason House would go by and say, I want to take off this, and this. And then they say, is there a motion to approve the bills, you know, with those things removed? And then they go on like that. Hold on, I'm telling the person I didn't say their name. If they send me a message back, then I'll say their name if they say it's okay. But I'm just not gonna put people business out here because they may not want to.
I'm back.
Okay, cool. So, you know, that is the thing that I don't understand is that why they're not able to say, well, I want to take this off so you can approve everything else. And when she says she wants to take everything off, you know, Shirley made an interesting comment when she said, just because we keep something on doesn't mean they get paid. Oh, really? Because if you approve the warrant list, guess what? They gonna get paid eventually whenever money do come in. So taking it off the list keeps it off the list so they don't get paid until any discrepancies can be cleared up. All you people, again, that was clapping for Shirley because she was the best for mayor, come to the front. Yeah, you. I want you to sit right down here at the front because I want you to listen and pay attention. Because that lady,
baby,
Edith Bunker, that keep talking about you need to do your own research and know the laws and know the rules, you don't even know them.
At all.
Approve something, it gets paid. Because the person, the finance person or whoever it is that stamps the checks with the signature on it, they just go and they go to see if the bills were approved. And if those minutes say bills were approved, guess what? Everybody on that list get paid. If they go back and read it and it says bills approved, but you must remove such and such, so and so, sis, and this, then they go and remove those people and then they pay.
Something interesting too that Edith Bunker said. Edith said, what did she say? Again, like you repeated, we need to go research the laws. And it was something else she said. It just slipped out of my mind as I was trying to tell you.
She always telling you don't listen to what other people say. Well, child, what should we listen to? We definitely can't listen to the people sitting up there on fraud charges, selling vehicles for this.
Oh, this is the point I wanted to make.
All right.
She brought up expense receipts, the expense reports, right? And claimed that there are certain things on expense reports that should not be paid. And she was directing that comment to one of the alder people. But that same alder person who put in their expense report voted no to their own expense report, but she voted yes. The same one that she criticized.
Here's the crazy thing about all of that, right? Before Mayor Clark died, guess what he talked about? Expense reports for the aldermen. He even told Tracy, you know that your money had to go back into the budget because we didn't have any money for which we needed that money for operations. So what is she even talking about? Your mayor.
And she alleged that somebody gonna go to jail.
Okay. When it be you, child, I'm gonna be just as shocked as you. Okay, I'm gonna be just as shocked as you. That's what I want you to know, Edith. I'm gonna be just as shocked as you, because I'm gonna say, not the lady that say you need to know the laws, huh?
And Tracy, she can't tell you one of them.
Every time during Tracy's alderman comment, the only thing he ever talk about is when is he gonna get his money? When can he get his line item put back in the budget so his ward can get their money? So what is she talking about? She must been talking. She must been talking to Dominique, or to Tyrone, because she definitely wasn't talking to wards 2 and 4, because again, it's already been established in other meetings and by your own mayor that they was not even getting any money. So who misappropriate? Now you're telling something on yourself, huh? Because who's running in expense reports getting the money?
Yes, Doo-Wop chose his wife.
Certainly did. Definitely did. And you gonna sit there and say that was not a conflict of interest, huh?
But the law calls for not only direct influence, but indirect. So, like I said, to do the bare minimum, we want to operate in the spirit of excellence. So, to do the bare minimum is unacceptable. You basically saying, I'm going to do just as much as I need to do, not to break the law. And I'm good.
You gonna skirt that line of illegal and unethical. It might not have been illegal, but it definitely was unethical. You see what I'm saying? Now we're gonna get into brace yourself, folks.
Yep, Bonnie and Clyde.
Y'all let me know. Hold on, I gotta see if I can hear my own, because it's gonna be acting up. Okay, yeah, got it. All right, let's see if we can get to the public comments. I feel like it took Ryan forever to get down there when she called his name, because we was way in the picture. Oh Lord, that's when they swore. All right, there go Ryan. What up, Chappelle Show? Okay, here come Ryan. What up, Chappelle?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ryan Cebulski, Harvey resident. Gosh, where to start tonight? I noticed a lot of things were voted on this evening, City Council, but one thing that was not voted on was opening the books for the city. That means you should be posting all the receipts, all the statements, all the...
Charlie, look, did that man just say opening the books?
Open the books.
Man, Tyrone Rogers, I know he was over there ready to call him and tell him he was itching for ass kicking.
Yep, that 2K was about to flip off his head up.
Resources, because it's public. Remember, this is not a private company. This is not your private company. You are here as our representatives. You are taking care of our resources. That includes land, money. All resources are all public. We need an immediate audit of city employees. We should be rehiring our essential workers. Recently, it took almost 12 minutes for firefighters to respond to the fire on Assembly because station number 2 was closed because we don't have enough. We have 3 to 4 firefighters on shift for a city of 6 square miles, which is not acceptable. There's also an animal left for dead on Sibley earlier this week because we don't have any animal control. What we do have is we have a whole bunch of people up here who are paid. They get paid $44,000 some a year in the alderman, plus $25,000 a year in the expense accounts. We also have Mr. Simpson and Mr. Davis who are making big bucks with your taxpayer dollars. They get city cars to take home, but we don't even have police or fire to cover our basic needs. So it doesn't seem like there's no money. It seems like you're paying the bill somehow. How are they being paid? Where's all that towing money go? When you tow our cars for doing nothing and people pay $1,000 to $2,000 at a pop, where does that cash money go? The settlement money for the businesses, you're asking them to pay $2,500 a month. Where does that money go? Why does Shirley have a city car that we pay for? Why did she take 2 patrol officers off the street when they could be protecting us? We have 3 to 4 officers per shift, tops, for our whole city. So, criminals, just come on over. I mean, this is like an open invite. This is crazy. So, I mean, the Homewood mayor drives his own little car around. I've talked to him plenty of times. Why can't the mayor of Harvey do the same thing? If you really cared about residents and workers, you would open the books. We don't know we're in a financial crisis. We got a surplus for all we know. There's a lot of money being paid out. Every month there's a lot of bills being paid. How are you deciding which bills to pay and which not to? Did you notice how they always vote on paying money, getting money with grants, or land? It's always about money or land. But we never vote on opening the books and rehiring our essential employees. So, I mean, this is not acceptable here. And like I said, don't tell us, don't lie to our faces and say you care about the city and you care about that we don't even have proper staffing levels when we don't know where any of the money's going at all. We can't believe anything you say. I want to see it on paper. And so do these hardworking residents.
Next up is Glennis James Watson, followed by Alicia Nicole.
Now, one thing about Ryan, he's always going to give a clear comment. And I'm going to say this again. He lives in Harvey. He has the right to speak. He chooses to do so, but he's also engaged in his government. He is always reporting. He is always present, and he has the right to be there. Some people be like, Super, you just like Ryan. Listen, Ryan is okay with me. I don't have no problems with Ryan. He's a resident of Harvey. So he can say whatever he wants. He pay taxes there. And I would say the same thing about anybody else that live there as well. Whether I like what they saying or not, they got a right to say it. We're going to have some questionable people coming up at the end. The question going to be, do they live in Harvey or don't they? But anyway, let me go ahead.
All right, good evening. My name is Glennis James Watson. I am a resident of the First Ward, and I just want to make a point that I noticed how you all are carrying on your business effectively with pen and paper. You should return the monitors and computerized systems installed at City Hall and use that money for more pressing matters. But I digress. I'm concerned that the operations of the council is business as usual, and I'm not optimistic that things are going to change. The recent process of selecting an interim city clerk is case in point. There is a great essay written. Here's the link to it. A great essay written by someone with firsthand knowledge of how the process unfolded. As a resident, I have my own questions. Why did the process of 2 appointed interim clerk happen in roughly the span of 48 hours? Why wasn't the selection of the special action committee, why did it not follow these as stated at the last city council meeting? In fact, I submitted an email to my alderperson, got no response, followed up with a phone call, but the city phone number doesn't have voicemail. How convenient. The former clerk that resigned effectively as of 1/1/26, January 1st, 26.
Now, listen, I know that comment was uncomfortable as hell because the former clerk sitting right there in front of the podium, right there with that blonde hair. She's sitting right there. See, I don't know how you can attend a meeting tonight and you ain't attended one since October, but all of a sudden tonight you free. The other question I had, Charlie Lou, the other question I had was this. How was the judge magically in the room for the swearing in?
Exactly.
She wasn't at the first meeting on February 2nd when she thought she was going to win. There was no judge in that building. If they had voted her on that night, she wouldn't have even been able to take the seat because there was no judge there to officiate.
She wanted a big party. That was Shirley's party last night. That wasn't no. That was her swearing in party.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out how was the judge automatically just magically there with her robe and everything. Like, I think you should come because I'm gonna get it this time. What? What? And my apologies if I don't, but I really think I'm gonna get it this time. And we're gonna have a clerk too. So I'm gonna need you for both of those things. What? That
exactly.
Was to me that was even again, those people that was clapping, come on down to the front of the class.
Come on down. Yeah, you're the next contestant on You Guessed It Right.
Possible that the former clerk was part of the committee and part of the selection process. How was that impartial? And Alderman Keys, as we just know, Alderman Key and Alderman Rogers sat on the special action committee as the alderpersons, but Alderman
Chappelle, that's what I'm saying. And not you disrespected Black History Month with this mess. I can't. You know what? Chappelle, don't get me started.
And Rogers' wife was the candidate for the interim clerk position, and he recused himself, but that's still nepotism, favoritism, and certainly not impartial. And I was just wondering, was the city's HR professional consulted for best practices in handling such a situation as this? Or was the legal counsel consulted on how to conduct this process for selecting an interim clerk? So that if any of the candidates who were not selected feel the process was not fair or equitable, and then they decide to sue the city, now there's yet another lawsuit that could have been avoided.
They should get together and sue the city. You are already told. Okay? You were already told that the alderman of the 6th ward was there the day before to hear all of the questions, but did not attend the second day because his wife was a part of the second day group. Then he was given the duty to pick the top 2 candidates. When the committee should have picked the top 2 candidates, he was given the task of picking one of the top 2 candidates to be put forth as, selections. He chose his wife, and the alderman of the 4th ward chose someone else. Get y'all a lawyer. Because how was that? Yes. How was that fair? Anybody, listen, share this video. Anybody under the sound of my voice, put in an application down there to the city hall, Harvey.
Were you a victim of poor hiring practices?
If you've been a victim of nepotism, favoritism, please contact Lovey and Lovey. That's who I would contact because they do them civil rights claims. Contact Lovey and Lovey about this process and find out what your legal recourse is and sue the mess out of them. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing, they got money for what they want to have money for. Okay? Because you got all them people that don't live in Harvey riding around in leased rented vehicles. Did you hear that enterprise bill? Huh? And not they had a nerve to ask the comptroller who drives those vehicles. And he said it was administration. Get you a lawyer. You have a solid case. Even if it ain't but one of you. If you feel slighted, hire you a lawyer. Go talk with an attorney about your legal rights.
if only the proper procedures were in place. You guys aren't giving us reasons to have confidence in you. As stated, processes, transparency, and clear communication from the council to the resident are vital at this point. Give us a reason to have confidence in you.
First vote of no confidence from the resident right there. And that's a resident that is engaged, that goes to every meeting and is present. So you
Okay,
cannot.
so I thought it would be interesting to ask ChatGPT regarding this. And their response to it was this. Could they actually sue? While courts are reluctant to get into since it was a political appointment, the courts won't just, hop in because it's politics. But it says what someone could actually sue about is, let's see.
Because it's not actually about appointments, it's about the process.
Right. So you on the right track. One potential angle could be the Open Meetings Act violation if the decision was predetermined in private, if it was discussed outside of a lawful session, and if it was voted without proper notice.
The clerk is married to the alderman of the 6th ward. You
That
think
could violate open
business?
Yeah, that could violate Illinois Open Meetings Act, and a lawsuit could seek invalidation of the appointment and civil penalties, but someone would need proof. I just want y'all to know that Charlie Lou's available. If y'all need me, I am
for that
available.
footage. Had that
Y'all need that footage. Everything was done on tape. Okay.
Submit that footage and make sure they authenticate that footage, that nothing is missing, that it hasn't been tampered with, deleted, nothing.
Okay. Let's go to the second potential angle. Equal protection and discrimination. If a candidate could prove that they were excluded based on race, gender, or disability, or the process was intentionally discriminatory, that becomes a federal civil rights issue. But that requires evidence too. And again, I'm available.
$30 million lawsuit from Dalton, because definitely a violation of the civil rights when you're talking about the fact that you had a whole committee that didn't even get to choose. The choosing went to the older people for what? For what was the committee for?
Exactly. It was just a placeholder to make it appear that it was fair and just. So another potential suit would be exactly what you said, which is procedural due process. The city created a structured competitive selection process. If the city created a structured competitive selection process, set the criteria, implied fairness protections, and then ignored their own rules, that's grounds. That could potentially be grounds for a lawsuit, because someone could argue they had a legitimate expectation of a fair process. And so it warns that courts are cautioned. They cautioned there because political appointments usually don't create protective property interest. There's another angle, conflict of interest, self-dealing. Now, it says, this is where it gets interesting. If a sitting council member was appointed, they voted on or influenced the process, or there was an undisclosed conflict, that creates an ethical.
Go back to the influence.
Conflict of interest, self-dealing.
This is about process. I would not even be talking about a political appointment or even the seat. I will strictly have the lawyer focus on the process. I thought the process was going to be fair because there was a board.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking the board is going to choose me, and they had 2 older people to choose when they were not a part of the interview process. So what are they making a decision based on?
And that's what I'm saying. But it's going to take someone to file a suit. And we could potentially even get this appointment done away with, made to be non-void, to be vacated. Because the process, I can tell you, as a person who sat on the advisory board, it was not, I'm telling you do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? It was not transparent. It was not fair. And I testify under oath to it.
Okay, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it right here. Y'all heard it. Listen, get together. We're gonna skip to Chappelle's. And I'm so glad that she's either listening or in the comments. Let's skip to Chappelle's, and then we're gonna go to our last comment, and we're gonna get out of here.
If Lord willing, I will be 53 this year. But I also wanted to bring up the fact that in this process of choosing and appointing these officials, there's an executive order number 18-12, you can look it up. And it talks about the executive order to eliminate nepotism in the state government hiring. And being that there's familial relationships here, they should have recused themselves. This is one of the reasons why Harvey is in the state that it's in, because of familial relationships in the city government. We have people that continue to bring in their families and appoint them to positions, and they're being paid with public funds. Alderman Rogers should have been recused from the whole total process once his wife put in an application. He should have been able to vote, abstain, nothing. He should have been recused. And also, I mean, people need to do their research and start looking up these officials that's being appointed or elected, because that past is sketchy. I don't want somebody to be in control of my records and they have.
Baby, that past ain't sketchy. It is solidly, it is solidly fixed with cinder blocks and handcuffs. That pass is not sketchy. It's clear and concise. Should have never been appointed to anything that they were doing above teaching.
Nothing.
Okay? And professionals in their fields say it so. Mm-hmm. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at your mammy. Don't get mad at me. Okay? Don't get mad at me.
Mm-hmm. Pass if they have. That's just something that we're not doing as a community. We're not looking into people's backgrounds. Yeah, you might have been, Ms. Rogers, you might have been, by Pat Quinn, you've been, what is that?
Darden.
Harvey. But I mean, you did what you did, and that's not gonna go away. So how can you be trusted with 37?
She did several things that she did what she did after what she did.
Ooh, Lord.
She did what she did. Okay. What she did. What she did.
And I'm glad Chappelle got up there and said so.
Several times after. Okay, she did things several times after what she did. She know what she did. And
now, what can you infer from that? Now,
Listen, it can't be nothing good.
We've gone over these people's records. We showed you the boards that overlap. We show you the same usual suspects. Now, I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm only thing I stand by and say for sure is, in my opinion, that board, that hiring of this particular clerk was shady. And so when you look at the people who insisted that she be elected, what can you infer about them individuals? What can you assume about those individuals?
What can you assume about their character, about their ethical standing? What can you assume about the friends of the friends of the friends? Huh? I feel like I'm watching an episode of 8 is Enough. Because you got all
Apparently 4 is enough in Harvey.
Okay, all these people in the same family. Some of them good, some of them bad. Mostly bad though. Huh? And you have them vouching for each other as if their word mean anything. That's the thing that's taking me out. Look at who you got vouching for who, over who, and for what. Now, that lady Edith Bunker in that 3rd ward, she told you do your research. We did so tonight. We done read so much on this person. Man, I feel like it's some stuff we don't know that she still done.
Man, listen.
Okay?
Man.
Okay?
Only thing we need to know what a body was buried at this point, okay. In my man. What?
Anybody that write a letter and vouch for that, I got issue with you. Okay?
Even more than that, you have a newly seated mayor who says she didn't look into it.
You know what? Let me finish appeal because we got one left.
And you can be trusted with the state's money. And what happened to the 1.5 million?
Appeal, funny appeal, man.
I mean, you sitting on the board as the president, that money went out the door. Y'all voted for that. You know, it's just, we need to do better. And we'll see where this 30 million gonna go.
Okay, let me tell y'all something about Chappelle Hooks. Let me tell you a few things that I love about Chappelle Hooks. She cannot agree with you and still be your friend. Did you hear what I said? Chappelle Hooks. She cannot agree with you and still be cordial to you, still speak to you, and still be your friend. She doesn't do that, oh, I don't like what she says, so I don't talk to her. She doesn't do that. She talks to everybody. She don't mind telling you that she will talk to everybody because she can and she grown. Okay? I respect that about her. I also know that she loves Harvey. Her love for Harvey is absolutely genuine. I absolutely know about her that she doesn't think that she's any better than anyone else. She's had some struggles. She's had some hard times. She's had some good times. And she acts accordingly. Every time I see her or every time I'm in her presence, she's always Chappelle. She is never somebody else. She is never fake. At least I have not experienced that from her. And those are the things that I love about her. We don't always agree, but that doesn't stop us from being friends or speaking or even uplifting each other. Those are things that I love about her. And you can count on her to be consistent with her behavior, with her character, all of that.
I agree.
Her comments come from a place of she wants Harvey to do better, to be better. She wants Harvey to have the best, just like other municipalities. So don't ever get her effed up or twisted. She wants the best for Harvey, and she wants Harvey to have it. She not gonna agree with you to get it. She know what she know. She gonna look up what she don't know, and she's going to act and move accordingly. That's what I like about her. Okay. You got any other comments on Chappelle's comments? Her public comment? Because now we going to the end. Now this is where I give a disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this platform are that of the super producer. Okay. All right.
Hold on now. Okay, big ups to my
that of Charlie. No. What?
I said big ups to my sister Chappelle. I did have something to say. I appreciate her transparency, her tenacity, and her thoroughness in reporting of the recent developments in the city of Harvey. And she's been doing this for years, bringing the news to the people as soon as she gets it.
Able to admit when she is wrong.
Yes, she is.
If you find something contrary to what she has or knows, she will say, well, I was wrong then. Now, don't expect no apology, because she didn't even apologize to her son for not going to school on Saturday. So don't expect no apology. But she will tell you when she is wrong. She will accept that. So I do, I highly respect her. I highly respect her motivation for her community and for her wanting to see her community do better. So, all right. Again, if you don't want to see Super in a light that you've never seen her before, this is the end of the broadcast for you. Okay. I did tell you all a few weeks ago that I was not going to put up with certain things going forward. Okay. That I was tired of the bullying, that I was tired of all of that stuff. And we're going to call a spade over here from now on. So with that being said, we're going to go to the last comment that we're going to hear for the night. Don't start.
Hey, listen. Is it my turn?
Okay. All right.
I'm playing the last time.
Was the city's HR professional consulted for best practices in handling? So, first of all,
here you go.
Ryan has his own agenda. In my opinion, his agenda is self-serving and it hinders in racism. Okay? He's on a witch hunt after our Black leaders. I will say this. He tried to say that there was a restraining order against me. I asked him to show it because that is another one of his fabrications. He thinks that the person that he does have a restraining order against, who has over 130,000 followers, that follows him is named in his restraining order, which is an abuse of the system, and he was reprimanded for doing so at court. He was denied that same order that he tried to include me on, which I'm not. I'm part of 120,000 people that follow a certain person. He tried to include me on that restraining order. Actually, he didn't even include me. He thinks that I'm one of 120,000 that applies to. It doesn't work that way. The judge reprimanded him for being so disrespectful in court. He shopped around after being denied a restraining order. He shopped around until he found a judge that went along with his privilege, who was happy to side with the Black man for just made up instances. Now, I want to speak to Alderman Keys, who I don't even know, never met him. He's very standoffish towards me. And I'm wondering, he speaks about residents and residents this and residents, he's speaking on behalf of the residents, but he just seems very unapproachable. And I think there's another alderman up there as well, Kobe Chapman, who just, I feel like if we don't hate the people, or not hate, that's a strong word, if we don't dislike the people that they don't dislike, then it's a problem. And I feel like as an elected official, that's unbecoming. Get your personal feelings out of this politics and be here for the people, really for the people, regardless of how you feel about someone personally. I don't have to like the people you like. I don't have to dislike the people you dislike. None of that is going to move this forward. We need to move forward. But again, Ryan Selewski is a racist. He put a police report on an 80-year-old black woman saying that she harassed him and threatened him. He tried to weaponize the Harvey Police Department against me last week, asking that they file a report on me, all because I asked him how he thought the verdict went, which went in his favor, but he got no money.
All right.
She want to talk about unbecoming. I'll tell you what's unbecoming. The plastic wig, that plastic toupee on the top of your head. That's what's unbecoming. You don't have another time, Miss Ducky, to say anything to Charlie Lou. You understand me? You don't have no more times to approach me in an aggressive manner. I believe in self-preservation, as I told you earlier. You don't have no times. You can talk and say whatever you want to say on your own channel, behind my back. You can even approach me in my face. I'm telling you. You better keep doing the right thing by keeping your comments to limited, because, honey, these hands and feet work. Don't make me show you. Please don't make me show you.
Hello, Black Pearl. Hello, Condia. How are you women doing tonight? Beautiful Black women. So let me first say that these comments are so childish. That's the first thing. That these comments show the intellect of the speaker. Okay. Exactly. And not actually of the audience. Because you should read the room when you make your comments. And personal comments have no place in a public meeting that is about public business.
That's right.
The first thing, for me. You said it best yourself when you said, I don't even know him. And you was talking about Alderman Keys. But is you cool? Because I don't even know your ass. But yet, you filmed me saying things behind my back on the way out of the door. Anybody that wants to view that can go to her page and view it. You won't get no shine time over here. Okay. So I'm not going to show it over here. But let me tell you something. You're going to keep playing with people and you're going to keep being childish until they show you what child abuse look like. Okay.
I'm talking about this lady.
If I don't
provokes people.
If I don't say your name, I'm going to tell you like Trina told you. When wigs and lashes matter, then you'll matter in my life. Because then I don't have to come to you and ask you for some advice about wigs and lashes.
Okay.
Okay?
Because football that you had on last night.
Okay.
You better leave me alone. I'm telling you. You better leave me alone.
Is go home and think about Ryan, myself, and Charlie Lou. That's all you do. You be so excited when a meeting comes so you can see us. And we don't even know your ass.
At all.
Okay? We don't care nothing about what you doing, who you follow, who you talk to, where you be at. Matter of fact, ma'am, we thought that you lived in Dalton up until last month. That's what we thought. That's how much we be minding our business. We thought you lived in Dalton. Now you live in Harvey.
All I'm going to say is, normally I don't draw my sword to kill a fly.
Okay. But I don't say anything to you. I don't care anything about you. And for you to keep filming me, making comments, not to my face, had to send me that video to let me know that you were talking about me. Because listen, the way I don't care about you is wild. Baby, I sleep in the bed with my walls off, not thinking about your okay, and I sleep comfortably and I sleep until after 10. Cool? Okay? Because is you cool? Because find something safe to do. Okay?
Because messing around over here ain't it.
Listen, I'm going to tell you this with my chest. Making a problem with somebody that's 3 times your size may not be a good decision. Okay? And that's what I'm going to tell you. Because, baby, I'm not ashamed of what I look like, who I am. God made me who I am. You better go over there and ask your uncles about me. Huh?
Exactly.
Oh, is you cool?
She loves Sakai. She got a strong face. First of all, you got a strong face. And you kind of favor Bill Cosby, but you ain't heard that from me.
You really should be careful about calling people things in public because that man is a realtor. And if he takes you to civil court for defamation of character because he's a realtor, because his business is based off word of mouth and what other people think of him, and not you stood in a public place on national TV and called this
man a racist.
Yeah, I would be careful about that because there was a lot of witnesses in the building, a lot of credible witnesses in the building.
And I agree with you, Wyoming gal. There is an organized effort to paint Ryan as a racist. I truly believe that. And it's very insulting to those who face real instances of racism. And this is why you have people that crack jokes and say, oh, you pulling the race card, because there are people like this woman who was just at that podium talking all her head, talking all that mess, trying to paint this man who lives in a predominantly Black community, cares about what's going on in that community. And you do this to him. And I told her and her leader when they first came to Harvey that Harvey is a reason why we call it Harvey World, because we different over here. We may not even get along amongst each other, but you cannot come here with that, and you cannot be planted in this community, because I come from one of the largest communities, largest families in this community. So if ain't nobody told you, somebody needs to tap you on your shoulder and let you know exactly what you're playing with.
And first of all, that's a very weak argument. That's a very weak argument because that man take you to court and he tell the judge the genetic makeup of Harvey, and then he tell you that he is the minority and can he be the racist one? He will have to be living in Naperville, and you come over there to Naperville, and then you might could call him a racist. How do that work? How
she thinks that Black people
break my heart wig, did you? Huh? See, this is the shit I be talking about that I'm not gonna put up with anymore. Cause somebody said, oh, my people be at her me and then she don't say nothing to them. Bitch, they don't say nothing to me directly. I'm grown. So say something to me directly, not behind my back while you film, because I don't give a fuck about your channel. I don't give a fuck about what you got going on. Okay? I don't. That's why I just want
that girl.
Nothing.
I want that girl to find her some business. If you trying to get down with the program and bringing Harvey forward, I'm all for that. And Harvey is set up in such a way.
Fighting Keith Price when he was telling the entire world that you did not even live in Dalton, that you did not live in the township at that time. Did you forget that? Huh?
You ain't forgot nothing.
Of course you didn't. Yeah.
You ain't forgot.
Because that I believe the children are our future wig got you twisted out here. Stop playing with people. Stop
Play
playing
with
with
play with your toupee, not me. Play with your toupee, baby.
Okay. Okay. Go play with your mammy. Cause I don't really have time. I don't really care nothing about it. Because now we have to get organized because the residents have a vote of no confidence in the mayor and the clerk. If you live in Harvey, that's what you should be concerned about. You should not be concerned about somebody, some personal issue that you have with that person. That person don't have that issue with you because they don't care that much about you.
Don't even know her. That's just like that's the strangest thing to me. Like, why do you have so much to say about people you don't know? And honey, you and walking up on somebody talking about what they not gonna do while I have video. I have video of you down there at the what is that, the 555 Harris building or 511, whatever the address is down there. They have you on camera there, not only cameras in the building, not only the closed circuit TV, they have you on body cam threatening me. I'm going to tell you, I believe in my Second Amendment. I ain't going to fight you. And you can draw whatever inferences you want from that. I'm not going to play with you. I don't play with my safety. And I don't play nobody constantly walking up on me. You keep on barking up this tree going to fall on you.
I just say, mind your business. We're not speaking on you, about you, to you, nothing. Just mind your business.
And stay out my face. Keep my name out your mouth. Let my name taste like boo-boo in your mouth. Do not say my name. Don't say my name. Beyond today, I responded to what you said in the past. Beyond today is considered the past to me. But I'm telling you do not want what you think you do. So I'm going to ask you again, publicly, leave me be. It's the best thing for everybody involved. Leave me be. I don't bother nobody. I don't talk about nobody. Leave me be.
And for those of you that's going to come over here, that's watching and not commenting or come by and just trying to hear something so that you can take it back and tell her, make sure you get it all right. Make sure you do a screen record. Okay. I want you to screen record. Okay. I don't want you to make up and embellish anything. I said, don't talk about me and I won't talk about you in any type of capacity because I haven't cared about you at all. Okay? At all.
Yeah. Somebody in the comments asking,
you can say whatever you want.
Do she live in Harvey? Yeah, she claims or professes or whatever to live in Harvey. She claimed that she lived in the 6th ward.
That's what she said. I don't know, because for a whole year, what did we hear? That she lived in Dalton. We heard that for a whole year. And some change maybe. I don't know. I came in last year. Got in a whole altercation with Keith Price about it. I mean, Keith Price was down on that ass. You got people in here don't live in the township. You got people in here who don't live in Dalton. That man know what he talking about. That's what he said. But like I said, I don't understand why you have to involve any of us in your commentary or in your mess because we don't even say anything to you, about you, nothing.
Then she said, what's so crazy is, girl, you live in Harvey. Do you know that Harvey is really, really small? I could have been pulled up on you, Miss Ma'am.
Listen,
I could have been pulled up on you.
I would be afraid because Ryan is respected. He shows up for the meetings. He lives in Harvey. A lot of people know him. Like him or don't. He live in Harvey and pay taxes, so he's suffering right along with you. Like I said, like him or don't like him.
Mm.
One thing he's not doing, he's not going around bothering anyone. He's not talking about people. He's not talking about people in his comments. He's making comments to the officials, and he's talking about Harvey business, and that's it. That's one thing I can respect him for. Now, do with that what you will. When you see me in person next time, say whatever you have to say to me. Not about me. Okay?
She ain't gonna do nothing.
I mean, I ain't even worried at this point because I want you to, I'm going to say this. This is a no-bail state.
We all can get booked and processed.
This is a no-bail state. And I do know all of them officers. I'm sure they'll be as kind as they can be.
All I know is I'm not playing with nobody about my safety. I made that clear.
Getting in a fight with a woman 3 times your size that you claim is a sumo wrestler. Think about your comments. Think about your own damn comments is what I would say. Use your brain. Okay? Use your brain. You just said that I was this and I was that. I'm 3 times your size. Think about it. Okay? Think about it. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Think about it.
A woman is a sower of discord.
Why Miguel? Maybe she was. I don't know. I don't get into that woman's business because I don't care about her. I don't care about her. I know certain things about her, but I don't care that much about her to comment on her. Again, when I get off this live, I'm gonna put my pajamas on. Okay? No drawers included. And I'm going to bed. And I'm not gonna think about that unbreak my heart wig unless it comes into my night.
Unbreak my heart.
Okay. I'm just not.
Love me again.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm getting I'm sleepy if I'm acting silly. But I just for
you have to quiet your rage because is what she's doing. She's trying to rage bait us into a confrontation with her so that she can sue us for damage of her property or medical expenses or whatever. I'm thinking like somebody else told somebody else. I'll be glad to help you out with one of them wigs because that's needed. Huh?
Bill Cosby better calm down.
Okay, let's start that GoFundMe for them wigs if you want us to. Okay, we don't mind helping the community. You are in a disadvantaged community that has declared itself distressed, just like your wig.
Listen.
Do you need us to?
I want to take away from all that we talked about. I don't want to take away from all that we talked about. I just want to admonish the citizens to please get involved.
Yes.
We were tasked or told that we needed to do research. I thank Super for bringing us the research and for showing us exactly what's going on. Just a small redirect back to what we were talking about earlier with regard to who sits where, who is in charge of what. So we have the Economic Development Committee. The chair is Talani Smith. The co-chair is Tyrone Rogers, and Shirley Jawinski is listed as a member. Okay, we got a legislative committee, and these people are in charge of proposed ordinances and things of that nature, and recommends rule changes. The chair of that is Dominique Randall L., and the members are Shirley Jawinski, and Talani Smith. Pay attention to these names. Pay attention to these names. We have a finance committee in Harvey, and this is your money lane. And what they do in plain terms, they review bills before payment and things of that nature. The chair is Tyrone Rogers. The members are Dominique Randall L. and Talani Smith. Now, we've been constantly telling you guys that there are 4 people who runs the city of Harvey, and it is not supposed to be that way.
Watch this appointment for alderperson, because now Shirley no longer has a vote because she is acting mayor. She has lost her alderman seat. So there's a vacancy, and there has to be an appointment to that vacancy. Watch the appointment. It will be someone who's going to consistently vote with them.
And so
I want you
we're going to have some pushback.
Media is not coming back.
Mm-mm.
The news media is not coming back. I repeat, the news media is not coming back unless something else major happens. So you need to come to your meetings when you can. Come when you can. You got 2 chances a month. 2. Come when you can. Because the news media is not coming back unless something major happens.
And I'm telling y'all, these meetings be lit, as y'all can see. It's actually fun. You know, all the BS aside, all of everything aside, all the negativity aside, it is truly a fun and rewarding experience to interact with your government. And again, to me, it does not matter what aisle you stand on, be you Republican, Independent, Democrat. The point is for us to be engaged with our local politics. They are what matters most to us. And I know there's going to be some pushback. And so we're not making accusations. We're asking for documentation and a transparent process. The focus is on how the power is structured. The money, the rules, development, the records. It's not personal. It's about whether the residents can verify decisions through public record. We should be very, very concerned.
If you want change on a national level, it starts on the local level. It starts with you learning who's at your local level, because they're going to use the local level office to step up.
And
so you need to be involved at that local level. That's the first level that impacts you. Property taxes, sales taxes, motor fuel taxes. That's the first level of taxes that affects you. If you want to know if this person tries to run for a higher office, if you should vote for them, watch them at these local seats. School board, this park district, your council, your mosquito abatement.
And then, you know, if everything is clean, then transparency shouldn't even be a problem. You see what I'm saying? If you operating on the up and up, the public, the general public, citizens asking for transparency should be easy. We shouldn't even, there shouldn't even be the fact that there even had to be a law enacted called the Freedom of Information Act is an indictment to the whole process, because we shouldn't be fighting nobody for what they automatically take from us. So we gonna focus on what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. Our appointment process is documented, the criteria, the scoring, the notes that they take, all of that is our business. Our conflicts and recusals clearly disclosed. Our committee meetings regular, notice, and archive? Can residents easily access agendas, minutes, votes, and updated records? Is the city communicating decisions in a way that builds public confidence, not tear it down? Those are the 5 things that people should be, principles that they should be operating by. The 5 things at minimum, and this is just the minimum that we asking. All of these should be available. And I just want to thank you, Super, for having me on.
Oh no, thank you.
Thank you for
Hope you come back.
for your humor, for your, you don't have to do what you do. And so Harvey appreciates you. Harvey appreciates all the allies that we have showing up for us in this crisis that we in. It's about working together. It should be no big eyes and little U's, and your political commitment, whoever your candidate is. What I love most about Kobe is Kobe does not require me to check my brain at the door. I can challenge her on things that I don't agree with without feeling like she's going to retaliate against me or take something from me, quiet my voice. Kobe was out there today, and y'all know how cold it was, picking up trash in her ward. Okay. Now, normally, I wouldn't say that's because we should have the proper people coming around to do that, right? But now I understand why in the past people have held that up to be something important. This is when it matters, when we don't have a streets and sanitation department, when we don't have people that's coming around picking up, supposed to pick up the trash, when we don't have firefighters, when we don't have adequate police protection. These are the times that matter, And another thing I want to say before I close is that we have to stop throwing people away when they make mistakes. And you say, well, why is you saying that when you just jumped all over Janet Rogers? That's not at all what we're doing. We just reporting. I'm reporting the facts to you. That's it. It has nothing to do. I don't know this woman personally. I have nothing against her. Only thing that I'm demanding is transparency and fairness. And, with that said, I just encourage citizens, please get involved. If it doesn't affect you, it's going to affect your grandchildren or your posterity, people that come behind you. And you should be concerned about that. I love y'all. This is Charlie Lou.
Thank you, Juan Miguel, for the super chat of $5. Listen, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. There's more to come. We're going to have greater conversations. This exactly was a great conversation tonight, a great, thinking conversation, which is something that you should always have to make sure that you have the proper checks and balances, right? Now, everybody's going to agree. I can agree that something you said is correct. You can agree that something that I said is correct, and we can always meet in the middle. All right. Listen, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, everyone, for supporting this channel. And listen, I'm gonna see you guys on the next one, whatever that's gonna be. I'm gonna see you then. We out of here.
Peace out.